Welcome, Cécile. Thank you for accepting discussing with us about the stakes of technology for a group like Bell. My first question would probably be on how a group like Bell leverages technologies. Which technologies have you selected today and how are you scaling them?
The technologies have been selected based on our strategy and our goals. Our goals is to prove that we can transform and build a sustainable food system that will enable us to feed the 10 billion people we will have to feed in the coming years. When you look at the key challenges to achieve that, we have to do two things. First things, we need to change agricultural practices so that the soil play its role, capture carbon and utilize much less water than today and much less fertilizer than today. The second topic we have to solve is everyday diet. We know that animal protein cannot allow us to feed the 10 billion people we will have to feed. And that's why for a dairy company like us, we have started to invest and build partnership with startups on what we call the alternative protein field. So the issue is how do we replace animal protein with the same kind of protein, meaning as good in terms of taste, as nutritional, of course, because protein is a big and important source of nutrition for our body, and second, in an accessible way, because protein and animal protein is a very expensive nutrition. So we have decided to select two startups, for instance. One of them is a French one, Standing Ovation. They leverage biotechnology. They leverage what we call precision fermentation, and their goal is to replicate the animal protein and replicate what we call casein, which is a protein you will find in any kind of cheese. The second startup we have decided to work with is Superbroad. They leverage also biotechnology and fermentation, but this time this is fermentation of biomass, which means that this is not the exact replication of the animal protein, but it's a mass very rich in protein and much more accessible than the animal one. So with this startup, we aim at enriching every portion of the Laughing Cow we sell everywhere in the world, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, with more protein at a much more accessible cost.
Thank you for sharing these two examples. At the same time, it's true that technology is a fast evolving field. Moving forward, where do you see the next frontier and where will you mostly seek the help for technology on future challenges or stakes?
So as I was telling you, there is a lot coming right now on the agricultural field. We know we have to transition to new farming practices. We know we have to save a lot of water. We know that we will face at the world level a massive scarcity on water. So we see startups coming on could we leverage data and artificial intelligence to use less water, of course, on the farm, but also to have a soil which is a rich soil, which is a healthy soil and which will capture much more carbon than today and which will also allow us to use much less fertilizer than today. So you have startup in the two fields. One which is carbon capture, the other one which is water capture, and we really need and we look for acceleration on these two fields.
Thank you very much.